So guys, these markets are bonkers right now. We're seeing some crazy swings out there. Literally, some of these stocks showcasing their biggest one-day performance in their entire history. Like a Facebook, for example, down like 26% on the day. Other crazy swings, like a Snap, for example, down 25% during the day. Next minute, you know, after earnings, it's up 60%. Now guys, when we see this type of erratic, frantic movements in the markets, it's basically letting us know the markets is still trying to work out what price points it wants to position these stocks at. So during high volatile environments, it's just a reminder for you guys who are heavy into your option plays, you want to be selective with what you're entering into. Like literally the reason why I make a lot of money in the option market on these option trades along with a team over the Discord is because I never force a setup. I'm ultra selective with what I'm entering into. That is the reason why we had phenomenal success throughout the entire month of January, and we're continuing to do so in the month of February. All right, like literally this week, Ready made thousands on our moves. Micron, DraftKings, I personally walked away for like 3,500. The team made thousands on those moves as well. Like today in the markets, I didn't even make any moves because there was nothing that I liked. And I know if I'm just selective, continue to do what I do, a great setup will come, whether that's tomorrow or whether that's Monday, to repeat those types of gains. All right, so reminder, just be ultra selective what you guys are entering into. And obviously, if you want to join us on all of that, link is in the description below for you guys to go ahead and do so. Now, anytime we see a big movement to the downside in the markets on the stock, I always get a ton of questions from you guys asking, are they a buy? So I thought I might as well do a video on it, because today we've seen Facebook down like 25%, 26%. And I know a ton of you guys are wondering, should you be buying into Facebook? So I'm gonna give you guys my take, because I have no interest in buying Facebook where they're at right now. That's not to say I'll never buy Facebook, but right now I have no interest in picking up the stock. The reason is, one of the reasons why we've seen Facebook drop down so much is because of the forecast growth rate. It's between 3 and 11%, right? This is pretty low, guys, given the fact that they're in a cohort of some high performing businesses like a Google, like a Microsoft, like an Apple that are growing much faster. We're talking high teens to low 20s. And here you got Facebook potentially gonna grow at 3%. That's just not good enough. Now, if management are savvy and if they're able to manage expectations, then potentially they've actually just undershot what they're actually gonna do. And then you might get that upside surprise next time they go ahead and report. Like I believe what Amazon did today, and another company that's very good at that is AMD. They're always leaving some room for that upside surprise. So that might come out to play next time they go ahead and report their earnings. But another thing for you guys to note is, if you look at the stocks that their cohort, guys, that Google, the Apple, the Microsoft, right? These are companies that have their main business, but they've also got fast pieces to the business as well. So if you take a Microsoft, for example, they got their PC hardware software business, but they've also got that cloud element as well, which is super fast growing. And then Amazon, for example, got their e-commerce business, but they've got the cloud, again, super fast growing. So they've all got a piece of their business that is really fast growing. Facebook doesn't have that. So given their core business is now slowing down, that is why they've gone through that major transition to Meta, try and develop that metaverse to get that additional growth engine into their business. But the difference here is the build out of the metaverse is going to take years. We could be talking a decade, guys, and billions in funding. So tons of resources that is going to be sucked out of Facebook. So that could weigh on their financials. That's another thing to put into consideration. Okay, so given the risk reward here, that's why they're not a buy for me. Now, in terms of where can that stock price go, typically when we see a stock price move down in the region of like 20-25%, that's not the end, guys. There's two scenarios that normally play out. You normally see a short-term pop in that stock price, and then it comes down lower than the point that you're seeing today. like in the case of a DocuSign, for example. We saw that movement pop up, then it's come down lower than where it was when it dropped down 25%. Now, it's not to put Facebook and DocuSign in the same bracket. Let me put a little bit more respect on the Facebook brand, but that's typically what we see when a stock has that rally, short-term rally after a massive decline in that stock price. Or you just see that stock price continue to dribble down, like in the case of Netflix. Drop down like 25%, 20%, and continue to drop down further. So that's my expectation. I don't think today is the low we're gonna see in the Facebook stock. Now, yes, things could come about. You could see a heavyweight hedge fund, for example, come in, fund, buy out billions of stock. That is also potential. That could put a potential bottom in that stock price, and you could see a little bit of a rally like we saw with Netflix, or some other catalyst that Facebook or Meta come out with, whether it's relating to their business or the metaverse, that causes that stock price to again have that short-term rally. But these are just not good enough reasons now for me to go ahead and buy into the stock. I think they've got further to fall. Obviously, the market's looking green tomorrow, so yes, you can get that short-term rally in that stock price, but ultimately, I think it's going to come down further. But that's not to say I'll never buy that Facebook stock, because again, we're talking about a company that is a cash flow powerhouse. They've got a lot of money to spend, and if they do build out that metaverse and they are successful, even though it's going to be a tough ordeal for them, that could add a lot of value to the company. But I don't think now is a time to go ahead and rush in and buy the stock. That's my take. You guys drop me down some comments below. Let me know what you thought, and I'll catch you on the next one.